All right, we are back with another Prize Picks video. And guys, this is college football once again. If you're new here, we absolutely killed it last week. We went 6 for 6 in our free video picks. And personally, I went 19 of 20 in my picks on Saturday. So just an absolute crazy day. Obviously, that's super hard to replicate. But I've been in the lab. I've actually formulated another 20 picks. So I am going to try something new. Don't worry, you're going to get 6 free video picks here that I'm going to talk about, analyze, go over why I like them. But if you want more, if you want those 20 extra picks, and I think I'm going to jump back in the lab after I post this video and get up to maybe 30 picks. And you don't only just get the picks, you'll be getting the analysis on those picks. My email is going to pop up right now. It's also going to be in the video description. Email me, let me know you're interested, and we can talk about price and logistics. It will not be anything crazy, I promise you that. But yeah, you can get access to all my picks for today's college football slate. But yeah, super excited to announce that. But I've also, eventually I want to have a Discord, a community. We've been growing consistently. We're up over 700 subs in less than 3 weeks. So just absolutely crazy. You guys are killing the subscribe button, killing the likes, killing the comments. I love hearing from you guys. And I really do want to eventually have, Discord or some sort of community where you guys can get a hold of my picks, the analysis on those picks, and then also be able to bounce ideas off each other. So yeah, really excited taking kind of that first step this week. And yeah, this is kind of what it would look like. These are the picks for today. We got tier 1. Those will obviously be some of the video picks I'm giving you. I have a few more tier 1 picks here. And then tier 2 would be kind of a checkpoints in terms of like how often has this guy done this in 2023? What's his matchup looking like? And then game script. That would kind of decide if I like him in tier 2 or in tier 3. With that said, I love all these picks. And again, you're getting the analysis on top of it. It's not just me saying, oh, take this, take this. You're getting all my analysis on top of that. So again, we'll go more into these picks individually. But this is kind of what you'd be getting for that premium package. So let's jump right into the board here. I know that was a little bit of a kind of a longer intro than I used to do, but just super excited to get you guys these picks and really love making these videos. So let's jump into it. First guy is going to be Bryn. Let's do it on PrizePicks so we can see that they're there. Davis Bryn for 290 yards. We're going over. Let's go check him out on Outlier here. Bryn for Georgia Southern. And again, I think it's a triple combo here with a quarterback, receiver, running back. Then I have another quarterback, receiver combo, and then one more running back to round out the 6. Looks like my internet is kind of slowing down here. Let's refresh this page. Come on, Outlier. All right, so Davis Bryn, 2023. He has gone over in 4 of 5 games. That's 80% of the games. And then if you look at his matchup, he's going up against James Madison, who has been getting crushed in the air, allowing 311 passing yards per game, which is good for 131st in the country. That's almost dead last. So not only is he killing it in 2023, just a great matchup for the quarterback. And then in terms of game script, Georgia Southern is a 5.5-point underdog. Just to show you, 5.5-point underdog. So we're really liking that. If they are down in this game, they should be throwing the ball. So just check. That is why they are in tier 1. Again, Davis Bryn right here, you'd see that they are 5.5-point underdogs. You'd see his line at 280.5. And then you'd see James Madison ranking on all that. 67% of the time they are passing. So I even forgot to mention that. Looks like it doesn't show up here, but when we go over the wide receiver, that will show up. And then, again, over in 4 of the past 5 games. So, again, not only getting the pick, getting the analysis on top of it. But let's jump into Derwin Burgess Jr., one of his receivers. Burgess, or how do you spell this guy's name? Burgess, there he is, Derwin Burgess. We're going to his over 72.5 receiving yards. In 2023, he's gone over this in 3 of 5 games. Obviously, these ones were super close. These ones were not very close, especially this one. But again, we talked about it. Great matchup, giving up 311 receiving yards per game. The game script saying that they could be down in this game, which means for a lot of passing the ball. And then in terms of target share, again, here's that 67% pass rate, so they like to pass the ball. And then in terms of target share, it is him and Caleb Wood as the number 2 guy, or 1 and 2 guys. So you could look at Caleb Wood as well. I ended up going with Burgess here. I think just based on, I don't know, his past games. I don't even remember. But you could look at either of these guys. I'm going with Burgess, 20.4% of the targets. And again, good history, good matchup, good game script. And if we think his quarterback's going over, it's good to package it with his wide receiver. So let's get him on the board here. Burgess, 72.5. And just keep this in mind when we take these combos. If one doesn't hit, don't be surprised if the other one doesn't hit. So that is kind of the risk you take. But the analysis says we're looking good for one of them, which means we should be looking good for both of them. And then we're actually going to do a triple combo on this Georgia Southern team, and we're going to Jalen White. We're going to his rush yards. If we're taking the overs on the passing, we're going to take the under on the rushing. Let's go check out Jalen White on Outlier. Jalen White, 47.5 yards. This one is, he's gone under this. We're going under. He's gone under this in 2 of 4 games this year. He is their number one back, kind of with a timeshare with O.J. Arnold here at 26.7% of the snaps, and Jalen White getting 33.3% of the snaps. So he is their number one back. In terms of the matchup, the James Madison defense is really poor in the air, but they are number 1 in terms of rushing yards allowed. Only 38.6 rushing yards per game allowed is just crazy. So Jalen White at this 47.5 with a timeshare is something we really like to see. On top of that, in the last 10, he seemed to be doing about the same last year in these 2022 games. And when they went up against James Madison, he got stopped in his tracks, only getting 20 rushing yards. So just another check to the box. So we're going to go with it. We're going to go with all in on this Georgia Southern game. We're hoping that they're paying from behind and passing the ball. And yeah, liking all 3 of these guys. But again, I will say, if one doesn't hit, don't be. If they somehow get up in front, these picks might not be, amazing. But I think they do, and I think that's why we're going with them. Next up, we're going to go to Joe Milton. Joe Milton. We're going to his, what are we doing? His under 249, so that's even better. 250.5 on PrizePicks. 250, we're going under. Let's go check him out. Joe Milton the third. 249.5, so love to see that. Looks like we got 2023. He's gone under in 4 of 5 games. The one game he went over, it wasn't even that far over. He's going up against a Texas A&M team that's ranked 21st, giving only 184 yards in the air. So really liking to see that. On top of that, the game script here, if we look at Texas A&M and Tennessee, on the handy-dandy cheat sheet here, we can look at Tennessee is a -3, meaning that if they do have that lead, they should be favoring the run game, which is just good to see. Again, if Tennessee can stay ahead, this would be a nice positive game script play. So at that -3 line, we hope that Tennessee comes out and goes out in front, and then relies on the rush game for the remainder of the game. So liking Joe Milton, and we're going to combo him with one of his receivers as well. We're going to go to Squirrel, our boy Squirrel White, 70.5. We're also going under. Let's go check him out on Outlier here. Squirrel White. So we're taking 2 Whites, Jalen and Squirrel. 70.5. He's gone under this in 4 of 5 games as well. So really liking that history. Again, we talked about the matchup. Ranked 21st in receiving yards allowed at only 184.8 yards. And then Squirrel White is their number 1 receiver. But Camel Keaton is also getting a decent amount of the targets. Same with Brew McCoy as well. So again, Squirrel White is their number 1 guy. But if Joe Milton III isn't getting those yards, Squirrel White shouldn't be either. So really, really liking that as well. Again, we talked about game script. If we want to go back to the cheat sheet, we talked about game script. Obviously, these guys are going to be pretty similar. Both gone under in 4 or 5. Texas A&M allowing that many yards, ranked 21st. And then solid combo with the quarterback because of the game script. So really liking that. And then finally, our last pick of the day is going to be Robert Briggs. Let's get him in on PrizePicks here. Briggs. Oh, is he not on PrizePicks? Robert Briggs. Roberts. Okay, so he's not going to be on. Let's go to a different play. That's fine. Good thing we have like a million plays here. Let's go to, just checking out, let's go to Carson Steele. Carson Steele, 87.5 rushing yards. We are going to go under, I believe, under here. Let's go check him out here. So that's also the benefit of having all those picks. If some of these come off the board, you have backups at your disposal very easily. Carson Steele for UCLA. We're going under his line here. He's gone under this line in 4 of 5 games. So very good to see that in history. And they're going up against an Oregon State team that's giving up only 96.2 rushing yards per game. That's ranked 16th. And then in terms of the timeshare, Carson Steele is the #1 back, with TJ Harden also getting some snaps, and the quarterback liking to run just a bit as well. And then in terms of game script, let's go check out, Carson Steele for UCLA. Let's go check them out on here. UCLA versus Oregon State, just making sure. Against Oregon State. They are plus 3.5. So they are underdogs here. So in terms of game script, if they are behind, they should be favoring the pass, which we love to see. So Carson Steele will be our 6th pick here. To review, we're going Davis Brin, kind of a Georgia Southern trio here. Davis Brin over for the quarterback, 290.5 yards. We're going to his receiver. We're going over Derwin Burgess at 72.5 receiving yards. And then the running back, we are going to go under Jalen White, 47.5 yards. Another combo here, we got Joe Milton for Tennessee, under 250.5 passing yards. And then under for Squirrel White for Tennessee, 70.5 yards. And then Carson Steele as well, 87.5 rushing yards under. If Robert Briggs Jr. for Utah State comes back on the board, I like that under as well. We can go to the cheat sheet. They really rely on the passing game when trailing. Fresno State allows only 99.3 rushing yards, which is ranked 19th. He's gone under this in 3 of the 5 games, and in the only 2 games he went over, they were up very big, obviously going towards the rush game because of how big they were up. And then he's the #2 back. He's behind Davon Booth, who gets 29.8% of the snaps, and Briggs is only getting 19.2. So, again, really excited for these picks. And then my email is in the description. So if you want access to all of those picks, that's how we're going to do it this week, and hope to get that Discord and community growing very shortly. So, that's going to do it. Let's make some money tonight. Peace out.